What if music could actually change the way your brain works? Not in a magical way, not forever, but just enough to make you think more clearly, more calmly, and with greater focus. In the 1990s, this idea quietly captured the attention of the world. Parents began playing classical music for their babies. Teachers started using Mozart during lessons. And suddenly, one simple phrase appeared everywhere: the Mozart Effect. The story begins in 1993. At the University of California, 3 researchers conducted a small experiment. It was not revolutionary. It was not meant to change education or parenting. They asked a group of university students to complete spatial reasoning tasks. These were puzzles that required mental rotation and logical visualization. Before taking the test, one group listened to music by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Another group sat in silence. Nothing more. When the results were analyzed, the difference was subtle. The students who listened to Mozart performed slightly better. Not dramatically better, not smarter for life, just slightly more focused. And the effect was brief. It lasted around 10 to 15 minutes. That detail, however, did not travel far. What spread instead was a much simpler idea. Listening to Mozart makes you smarter. The media embraced it. Headlines repeated it. Books were written about it. Soon, CDs labeled "Music for Baby's Brain" filled store shelves. Some governments even began distributing classical music in maternity hospitals. The Mozart Effect became a global phenomenon. But the original study never promised intelligence. It never claimed an increase in IQ. And it never suggested permanent cognitive change. Those ideas were added later. So what was actually happening? According to scientists, the answer lies not in Mozart himself, but in how the brain responds to sound. Mozart's music is structured. It is balanced. It follows clear and predictable patterns. This kind of organization can place the brain in a state of alert calm. Not sleepy, not overstimulated, simply ready to think. It is similar to what happens after a deep breath or a short walk or a moment of mental preparation before solving a problem. The music does not increase intelligence, but it may temporarily improve the conditions for thinking. This leads to an important question. Why Mozart? Why not Bach, Beethoven, or any other composer? Later research suggests that enjoyment plays a major role. Any music you personally enjoy can improve focus and mood. The key factor is emotional engagement. But Mozart became the symbol because his music represents balance, logic and emotion working together. It feels ordered without being rigid, expressive without being chaotic. That balance makes it especially effective for mental clarity. So, does the Mozart effect exist? The most honest answer is yes and no. There is no magic involved. There is no guaranteed increase in intelligence. But music does influence the brain. It can reduce stress. It can improve mood. It can help the mind enter a focused state. And a calm, focused brain often performs better. Perhaps the real mistake was never listening to Mozart. Perhaps the mistake was expecting a miracle. Mozart did not promise genius. He offered clarity. And sometimes clarity is exactly what the mind needs. If music does not make us more intelligent, it may still make us more attentive, more present, and more human. And maybe that is the true Mozart effect.